Hello, everyone. My name is Gina Slater Parker, and I'm a volunteer president for Black Women Enterprises. BWE is New York State's largest women's business owners association, and we have a unique mission to identify and remove the barriers that impede the success of a woman business owner, help educate, advocate, identify resources, access capital, and basically be a clearinghouse of information, resources, and tools to help her succeed in business. And although our core mission is the advancement of the Black women business owner, we do not discriminate. We are an inclusive organization and we service everyone, men and women, regardless of race. And I'm very excited to be here once again, here at the Town of Riverhead Town Hall, with much appreciation and gratitude to our town supervisor, Sean Walter, and the partnership of Chris Kempner from the Community Development Agency. And we're going to talk about some of the wonderful things that are happening in Riverhead. Chris?
Well, we're always happy to help any small business that's looking to locate anywhere in Riverhead, and we often get calls from people who have ideas or are opening a second location or wherever they might be in their own business. And again, thank you, Gina, for coming and giving your expertise to our community, and hopefully people will find value in some of the tips that you have. And that's really what we try to do, is to network with groups like yours.
Thank you.
So that people can find the tools to develop their business.
Well, thank you for having me. As always, it's becoming a tradition, I'm proud to say. And we really enjoy coming here to the beautiful town of Riverhead. All of the support, all of the resources that are here, we can identify tools and resources for the small business community to help increase their bottom line. But if it wasn't for the structure of the local government and how resourceful you guys are to support them with with the downtown initiatives and facades and workforce development, and I know you're going to talk a little bit more about that later. But one of the things that we're excited about, the Entrepreneurial Workshop Series that we do, is designed to have community leadership, have subject matter experts, whether it's financing, whether it's accessing capital, whether it's credit repair, whether it's procurement opportunities from private sector and public sector, people that make the decisions, the people that have the power of signing the checks. We try and identify those resources and bring them straight to you so you can get the information straight from the source, if you will. So we're very excited about that. And in addition to our Entrepreneurial Workshop Series that we run here from Riverhead, we also have it in the village of Hempstead. And then most recently, we did a partnership with New York Community Bank, which was all on finance. And it's an FDIC Smart Money Series that we did at their location in Wyandanch. And it was very informative. And all of the participants that went through this intense program of cash flow management, corporate financing, banking relationships, credit, accessing credit, all were then prepared to meet and apply for small business loans from our micro lender and our partner, Long Island Small Business Assistance Corporation. And Long Island Development Corporation was also there. So now people are learning as well as getting relationships with the potential lender. So it was a win-win-win for all of the participants. So we were very excited about that. Another program we have going on is business development webinars. They're scheduled at lunchtime, high noon, and it's a program that a small business owner doesn't have to leave their business, or for those people who are still working and doing the business on the side, they don't have to leave their place of business. So they can, as opposed to just eating lunch, they can get some great information. So we've been having Shelley Brazeley, Nassau County Office of Minority Affairs, talk about how to do business with Nassau County, how to get Section 3 HUD certified, how to get New York State Empire State Development certified, and then the final program is, now that you're certified, how do you market this certification and utilize it so that you can secure some great contracts? And we go through that. For the spring, our next webinar series is going to be more of Ask the Accountant, ask your attorney, ask your IT professional, and etc. Things like that, and marketing and branding, and brand exposure, and how to be consistent with your brand throughout your business. So we're really excited about our upcoming programs, and we also hope to be back here at the beautiful town of Riverhead and bring you some more great information. Is there something you'd like to share with us?
Well, I'd just like to bring you up to speed on what's going on in downtown Riverhead. We're
Excellent.
always looking for small businesses because that is where our main street is located. And we do have a number of mom and pop type businesses, and we're going to have new retail space that'll be developed with some larger workforce housing mixed use projects that are
Wonderful.
coming. These are large projects, upwards of $40 million of investment, and those will be construction projects that will probably use a certain percentage of MWBE. It will create well over 120 units of workforce housing.
Wonderful.
And with appropriate retail to complement that. So we'll have brand new space downtown that's available to service the new residents.
I love the concept of the mixed use space, when that seems to be the winning combination. It's the winning formula for downtown revitalization, where you can have affordable housing, high standards, quality housing, that people can now live, work, and access transportation all within a walking distance.
And it's beautiful as well because
Absolutely.
It's right on the Peconic River.
Oh,
and then we have some great restaurants that are already located downtown. And the aquarium and Suffolk County Historical Museum, the East End Arts Council.
Wow.
So there's a lot to offer downtown, and the new mixed-use buildings are only going to add to the pedestrian activity and the vibrancy and give it a 24-hour sort of activity.
What a special place to live and work,
Yes.
You get the best of all worlds, and that's just the best. So I'm so excited to hear about that. So tell me, if I was a small business here in the town of Riverhead and I wanted to participate or be recognized or just be considered for a bid opportunity or to submit an RFP, maybe I make signs, maybe I do a little construction on the side, I don't know. How could I fit in? How could I apply for an opportunity with the new construction?
Well, there's various ways that the construction occurs. So for the mixed-use project, that will be there's a few coming. There's one, I guess the next one to be built would be Peconic Crossing, which is a 48-unit artist preference built resident building that'll be adjacent to Grangeville Park. There is state funding involved in that project. It's a private developer, so that developer would be securing all the contractors on the job. But because of the state and federal funding that's involved, they will have MWBE requirements, and they'll be looking for different types of contractors and occupants. So
Excellent.
that is being handled by Community Development Corporation of Long Island. So there will be a way that you can apply for the residential units through
Yes.
them. We also have two other buildings downtown. One is the Woolworth Revitalization, and that has 19 units, and that's open now as rentals with additional retail on the bottom floor, which has a gym and a flower shop, a hair salon. And then we have Summerwind Square, which has 52 units and about 8,500 square feet of retail on the bottom, which is occupied by a restaurant and a bank. So they're fully occupied in terms of the retail, and the rentals tend to stay pretty occupied, but they do have openings, and those are being handled by Long Island Housing Partnership.
Oh, another great organization.
So if someone is looking to occupy the units, they would get in touch with Community Development Corporation of Long Island and submit their application through them, or Long Island Housing Partnership and submit their application through them. As far as the construction goes, there are different private entities that are handling it. So Conifer is the building developer on Peconic Crossing, and Georgia Green will be the developer on the new 130 unit that will be on the corner of McDermott and Main Street. We also are in talks with another developer for another 130 unit mixed use project that will be probably going forth with construction sometime in late 2017 or possibly early 2018.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I think this is really special. This is some great information we're getting out for people who are interested in the residential component to contact the Community Development Corporation of Long Island or the Long Island Housing Partnership, two fine organizations that also offer a lot of technical support with the applications to make sure that they don't set you up for failure, they set you up for success. So this is great, and I encourage people, if that's what you're looking for, reach out to them. Also, these developers, hats off to the developers. Everyone gives them such a hard time. But when you have a developer that recognizes a beautiful town of Riverhead and they are saying, yes, I'm willing to invest, they have a different insight. They know they have to create this balance of creating a beautiful structure that doesn't take away from the beautiful nature, the natural waterways, the preserves, the beauty of Riverhead, if you will, and the ecology and the environment, but yet has to have function of housing and commercial space. That's a win-win-win. So we're very fortunate. It sounds like you picked out some really great partners.
Well, and also I just want to mention that CDC Long Island and Long Island Housing Partnership both also offer opportunities for home ownership counseling and some incentive programs for grants for down payments if you qualify for first-time home buyers.
Excellent.
So those are good resources for anyone in the community who is looking to either look for a workforce housing unit or
right.
possibly a first-time home buyer. And they have a series of workshops for purchasing homes or managing personal finances so that you can purchase a home. And then in addition to
yes.
the private developers, the town sometimes receives grants for construction.
Oh, good.
And we will look for MWBE participation on those contracts and bids. And those are listed on our website. So we do have a automatic contact in our RFPs. So if anybody's interested in being on the distribution list for any RFPs that come out from the town, which could be annual contract bids or bids for supplies that the town needs, that would be the way to get notified about whatever bids the town is putting out. So you can put in your email and it'll send you an alert.
So MWBE, that stands for Minority Women Business Enterprise. And you can seek that certification through New York State Empire State Development. And I encourage everyone, not just utilize that. If that applies to you, that's a great thing. And go after these opportunities, but also register to do business with the town of Riverhead so that you can access these RFPs and these bid opportunities. And this sounds like a win-win for both residents and small business owners.
Yes, and through the Community Development Office, Joe Majorana is the Assistant Director in the office.
Hi, Joe.
We do assist businesses that are looking for MWBE certification currently. This week, in fact, Joe was going through a list of supplies that a local contractor was using and using the New York State website to identify local suppliers that might be MWBE certified.
So you hear that, people? It's very important to keep your information up to date and register. If you have that qualification, if you're a registered business and you're not on the website, then people can't find you. So you just want to double check and make sure your information is current and things like that, because when these opportunities present themselves, people do their due diligence. They are looking. They're looking at the resources that they're directed to find the people that offer the services, and they're looking to match the NIAC codes and all those things so that they can send you out the invitation. That's very important. So what if you were a storekeeper or something like that and you wanted to occupy some of the commercial space? Where would you go for some of the new development?
Well, we do have some local realtors that work with downtown and are very closely working with the developers, so they know the timeline in terms of when space is available and when it might be becoming available.
Excellent.
So We don't recommend anyone specifically, but they'll be referred to you by the building owners, or sometimes they have them handle their spaces. And then because they're already involved in downtown spaces, they tend to know what the market is and what's coming up. So we have various spaces, various sizes, and various uses. If you have a particular use, like a retail use that has some kind of particular requirements, or a restaurant that has particular requirements, what you would want to do is put together some type of business proposal for the space in one of these buildings, and then submit it to the developers, so that they can vet your project, and then maybe they can incorporate you into a space as soon as the building opens.
Absolutely, because they would have to plan, because they would have to build to suit your needs, or accommodate, or you can make some kind of arrangement, a financial arrangement at that point.
And if you need back access for deliveries, or you
Correct.
need storefront on Main Street, all those types of elements would be something that you want to identify with the developer earlier rather than later.
Absolutely.
So another resource that is online that people could use is the SBA.gov.
Yes.
So they can find a lot of different forms for submitting proposals, or the different types of packages they might want to put together so that they can market themselves for these new spaces.
Through the SBA.gov, we have small business development centers that are quasi-SBA and quasi-state funded. And right here at Stony Brook University and Farmingdale University here on Long Island are two significant small business development centers that will help any business that's starting out with a business plan, or a business is looking to expand and grow, help them with cost analysis and budgets, and how much it would actually cost to occupy a space, what those startup costs are. Also help them with accessing capital for these new ventures and this kind of business expansion. So I strongly recommend and encourage everyone, plan, and plan again first. It's very important. They say that the Japanese business person spends 80% of their time planning and 20% of their time executing, where an American business person spends 20% of their time planning and 80% of their time trying to execute it. So it's very important, if you understand how important planning is, you want to bring that together and find a happy medium, so you're not trying to spend so much time executing and figuring out the process. But a good plan has a strong, significant value in your business.
And I think building owners are going to look for a stable business to occupy
Absolutely.
their space. So if the space is empty, it doesn't necessarily mean that they will take any offer. They're going to look at what your business plan is, what your pro forma projections are, and to see that you are going to have a viable business over a number of years and be able to pay your bills, pay your rent, and then hopefully also attract new customers to the area, because that helps enhance the downtown, enhances the other retail spaces, and it is creates an ecosystem where people and businesses can sort of thrive together.
Absolutely. So part of it is it's not just any old business will do, but you have your business itself. The entity should be solvent. That means there should be resources there. You should anticipate for a rainy day, if you will, and also think about how you're going to fit in with the existing businesses, or how Riverhead will grow and develop for the future. It's not just the now; it's a bigger picture, because everything is just coming together so lovely, and we have a lot of seasonal business here in Riverhead. So how are you going to accommodate seasonal business and then last through those cold winter months, when things may not be so hustling and bustling, So they're looking at all of those factors, and I think that's very, very important.
And we do have a very interesting project that is being developed downtown in a vacant building. That will be a retail food market, but it'll be a tourist destination as well. So the concept by the developer, Michael Butler is the developer, and North to South Development is his company. So he's developed the Woolworth building with the residential and retail uses, and his next venture will be this Riverhead food market, which will be a destination food venue that will be similar to some of the larger markets in New York City, where there are a number of small vendors and maybe one anchor for the entire market, but it'll be a very vibrant, small business friendly facility.
So you'll be able to get a fish market, a bakery.
And they'll have small spaces
Excellent.
that you can occupy without, having a full retail storefront where you would be paying for lights and utilities and occupy a large space. And here you would sort of be working and coexisting in sort of co-opetition with other vendors that are in the food business. We have another very interesting project downtown that's more commercial based, which is a shared office concept that Georgia Malone brought from New York City and implemented downtown. She built out one building with these shared office spaces, again, small spaces, 500 to 700 square feet, where you pay a flat fee for a rental. And if you have a business, like a new business that you need to meet with people and have a professional setting that has faxes, computers, Wi-Fi, conference rooms, kitchens, shared spaces, that would be what she's developed. So it's a very new concept, and they're small spaces from 400, I guess, to 700, where it's fully equipped, and you just immediately go in. You don't.
And you're up and running.
Yes, you're not dealing with the phone company and the Wi-Fi company. You're dealing with one entity, which is Georgia Malone's company, and that's 30 West Main. And then you have a very professional business office without some of the hassle of renting a building and renovating a building and dealing with all different kinds of
and all the immense
connections.
upfront costs, because it costs a lot to put your shingle out on Main Street,
Yes.
USA these days, and there's huge overhead. So this seems to be a cost-effective and efficient way to have access to all the technology, all the tools that you need, and you don't have to make that initial investment.
Well, and it's a beautiful looking office space, so you may not be able to bring up just your own storefront into that level of professionalism, and given all the factors of running an office, it may be cheaper than having your
Absolutely.
own storefront. And then because that was such a popular product, she bought another building, 20 West Main, and that is now open and available as well. So we have a lot of mixed sort of business opportunities in downtown Riverhead, whether you already have a business or...
I love that concept, because nowadays so many people have home-based businesses. But what happens is then it comes time to conduct business, and you can't always do it in your home. So then you have access. You can still run the business from your home, but when it's time to interface with clients or bring certain people together, you have a professional setting to
Exactly.
do that with.
If you want to have a group meeting, or if you want to have an open house, then people are coming and seeing you in a very professional manner.
Excellent. I love it. I love it. I encourage everyone to come visit 30 and 20 Main Street and take a look.
You could take a look online. They have some of the images up online.
So a virtual visit.
As well as Worth Revitalization is also available online to see some of the units. Summerwin Square is up online to see what they have available. And as these new projects develop, there's been some press on them, so you can see some of the conceptuals, and then once they get up and running, they'll have their own websites.
Well, I have to say, it seems like Sean Walter and his board have been some busy little beavers here in the
Yes.
town of Riverhead. You guys have really been doing it. This is very exciting.
Sean Walters goes through a lot of pairs of shoes.
Yes.
Walking people around downtown, showing them the opportunities that we have, and we've had a tremendous investment at all different levels, from small business to these massive development projects that run into the 10, 20, 30, $40 million investment. So there's a lot going on downtown. When you have that type of investment, there's a lot of additional opportunities for small businesses for the construction, and all that activity. So
This is wonderful. It's just it's great to see these investments, and I'm so glad that people have recognized Long Island as the place to be and a destination, and building up our downtowns and revitalizing our communities and making it better for our generations, our future generations to come. It just really makes me feel great, and I'm so glad to hear that things are going well here in Riverhead and all of the wonderful development and things yet to come.
A lot of activity.
Yes, lots of activity. And Chris, thank you for all the things that you're doing to make this happen.
Well, thank you for all your support.
Your office is very supportive, and it means, it says it's working. You guys have good stuff happening here because you're definitely attracting the investment. And these investors are very smart. They just don't go anywhere. So
so anything we
goes
can
both
do
ways.
to help a business, stop by, give a call, and we're happy to help or point you in the right direction to the right resources, like Black Women Enterprises, or whether it's the SBDC Center, or just even online resources that you can start looking at.
Absolutely. And on that note, I want to encourage people to also visit BWE's website. You'll find some additional resources there. That's www.bwenewyork.org. What is it? Friend us on Facebook, like us on Twitter, or like us on Twitter, friend us on Facebook. You guys can figure it out for the social media gurus out there. But on Twitter, we're BWE1993, and I think Facebook, our handle or whatever it's called, is Black Women Enterprises, or you'll find us, and we're there. And go there and get some updated information about our upcoming programs and services. Chris, we're getting ready to wrap it up. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss?
Well, I'd just like to thank you again for all your availability and time that you give to the town and doing this series for us. And I know that we've had a great deal of interest, and we're going to have it on public access so people can see.
Wonderful.
Get in touch with you.
I have to tell you, it's my joy. You guys make it so easy for us, and so many people are interested in the resources, and I'm like, okay, if that's what you want to talk about, no problem, and I love making sure that we get some good, credible information out there so people can grow and develop their businesses. And I love highlighting all the wonderful things that are happening here in Riverhead, because you guys have been working hard at this for such a long time, and it's coming to fruition now. So it's worth celebrating. So thank you, everyone. And please follow us, and we'll have some more great program information coming to you soon. Thanks again.